burning the American flag. I want to get a law passed. Everyone tells me, oh, sir, it's very hard. You burn an American flag, you go to jail for 1 year. Got to do it. We got to do it. They say it's not constitutional. They say, sir, that's unconstitutional. We'll make it constitutional. We're going to make it constitutional. But you burn an American flag, you go to jail for 1 year. That was terrible, what happened at the convention in Chicago. They're burning American flags all over the place, and the fake news doesn't want to show it.
I mean, I guess I'm part of the fake news, according to him. I was there. I didn't show it because I didn't see it. I mean, look, I'm not going to say that amidst all of the protests, nobody burned a flag or whatever, but I'm also not going to just accept that because Donald Trump said it, it happened, or that more importantly, that's the lesson you should take from the DNC. Isn't that a bit convenient that coming out of an objectively successful convention, even Charlie Kirk this morning is saying that some kind of pivot needs to happen on the right because you cannot deny that the DNC worked. He's like, actually, it was America haters. Yeah. It was America haters. It doesn't bother me very deeply that at the DNC, they reclaimed the mantle of being the party of freedom, and there were the USA chants, and there's American flags everywhere. And then, oh, we don't get to just claim that we're more American. No, they were actually burning flags or whatever. So Chicago aside, there's a few other little issues with claiming that you're going to lock people up for a year for setting fire to a symbolic piece of cloth. First of all, the Supreme Court has already ruled on it. So when he, like, again, poo-poos, they say it's unconstitutional. Well, no, it is unconstitutional to lock people up for that. Back in 1989, the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 in Texas v. Johnson that flag burning fell under First Amendment protections of free speech, which is good that the Supreme Court did something like that. I will also remind you, it was 5-4. Four of the justices were like, yeah, no, we should lock people up for setting fire to cloth. See, you can set fire to cloth as long as the colors and patterns aren't this particular color or pattern. If you had, like green and red, you can set that on fire. It's totally cool. First Amendment, it's awesome. But like if there's bars and stars, then you go to jail now. It's so utterly juvenile and immature. By the way, I'm not saying that anyone watching this has to like when someone sets fire to an American flag. Maybe it bothers you. Maybe it offends you. Maybe the flag means a lot to you. But it's also just a flag. It's just like, why are you letting the person accomplish their goal, which was to bother you? Just like say that it reflects poorly on them, that they would set it on fire. But in particular, that you would have Donald Trump, who purports to be the head of this political movement that cares so much about the First Amendment. Oh, they hate cancel culture. They hate it so bad. They hate people infringing on free speech, except it's mostly the left that does this. So I guess we can infringe on this one, and then we get to pretend that we're like patriots or whatever. And think about this. When you think about flags, there were people using flags, not burning flags, but using flags on, say, January 6th in a way that I find offensive. If we go to this photo, you can see here's a gentleman, big fan of Donald Trump, who's trying to kill people with the American flag. Now, he didn't burn it, to be fair, but he was trying to kill people. And again, I want to be so fair. Not all of the protesters trying to kill people on January 6th with flags were using American flags. Some of them were trying to beat cops to death with Trump flags. So we have to be fair and accurate. But some of them were trying to kill cops with American flags. And what penalties should they face? Well, probably at least a year in prison, right? No, Donald Trump is actually doing a gala event, an awards gala fundraiser for the Capitol riot defenders. So to be clear, let's catch up a little bit. If you take a bit of cloth that was probably made in China and you set it on fire, you should go to prison for a year. But if you strap it to a metal pole and you try to bludgeon to death a law enforcement officer, as long as you do it while participating in a Trump-backed coup, then you actually deserve an award for that, a participation trophy, in fact, just to add an extra degree of irony to that. The entire thing is utterly ridiculous. And by the way, when you have a person, I'll close on this, when you have a person like Donald Trump, who rails constantly against a free press, that violently tries to shut down protests. All of these are rights affiliated with your right to express yourself. And if you believe, truly believe in free speech, you should want a press that can ask difficult questions. You should want people to be able to come together and have their voices be heard. You should probably also want your voice to not be utterly swamped every election by billionaire money, but we'll get to that another day. And isn't it convenient that Donald Trump can every day attack a free press and attack your ability to assemble, attack the free exercise of religion if it's not a religion that he likes? And then he gets to reclaim the mantle of being pro-free speech by just saying, I'll lock you up if you burn a flag. In the same way that the flag is a symbol, holding up the topic of being super hardcore when it comes to those who burn flags, that's a symbol too. It's a convenient symbol that they use as a shield against the obvious truth. You identifying the obvious truth that they don't give a damn about your right to free speech. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?